Hello? Hello?
Podcast Network Asia.
As a Gen Z, millennial, or feeling millennial, browsing through social media has really provided a quick escape from everything, from your ACADS, work, and basically life in general. It really helps break free from stress and the negative vibes. With Globe Prepaid, you can now connect, share, and react more with its Go Plus offers. With just 99 pesos, you can continue browsing and surfing through the internet wherever you go. Go Plus 99 Go Share offers you 16 GB of data that you can use to browse Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or even Kumu and House Party for 7 days. To register, just dial *143 hashtag on your mobile phone or download Globe One app or GCash to enjoy the promo. Browsing through social media is now much better with Globe Prepaid's Go Plus 99. Register now. Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talks, Small Conversations with Huge Impact. My name is Alec Cuenca and I'm your host. And pagpasensyahan niyo na, I'm really sorry if my voice sounds different. I am feeling a little bit under the weather. I have cough. I don't know, but I'm not sick. It's not COVID. Anyway, I can create an episode, which is why I'm still doing it for you guys. And I want to welcome you to the show. If this is your first time, welcome to the show. I hope that you enjoy this one. And if you do, go ahead and check out the other amazing episodes because we have a lot of amazing episodes that you can learn from that can help you make better decisions for yourself and for your family. If you're an avid listener of the podcast, and welcome back, I'm so happy that you're still here. We're now ending 2021 and we're moving into 2022, which is why I'm so excited. If you guys are still listening to the podcast and if you have been listening to the start of the podcast, you know that we have grown so much. The podcast has grown so much. I have grown so much. Definitely you have grown so much. If you just continuously added wisdom and insights and different tools and tricks and strategies that can help you become a better person, then I'm sure that you have grown so much. So before we actually start this episode, I have a few announcements. The first one being my workshop, Redefine You, a workshop on letting go, healing, and growth will be on January 8th. And if you guys want to join, go ahead and send me a DM. I'll be finalize it tomorrow. I'll announce it on my social media pages. So make sure that you reserve your slot. If you want to jumpstart your process of redefining yourself, go ahead and join the workshop. There are only a few slots available, so make sure that you reserve your slot right now. And the second one is that we have ratings now on Spotify. So if you're listening to this, I am asking you to please go ahead and give this podcast a 5-star rating. It will help the podcast be shown to a lot more people, and so we could help more people with this. So if your friends listen to the podcast, if your family listen to the podcast, ask them kindly to please rate the podcast, give the podcast a 5-star rating, and it would mean a lot to me and to the show. So yeah, also merch is available if you are interested in the merch. Go ahead and send me a message on Instagram at @AlecCuenca or @Small Talk Podcast and inquire about the merch. Okay? All right. So another thing before we actually head on to our episode for today is to be grateful for this year. I know it's 2022. We're all excited. We're all pumped up. We're all motivated. But if you haven't listened to the latest or the previous episode, go ahead and listen to it because this is actually a continuation to this. I know a lot of you guys are excited, are pumped up, but you need to slow down. You need to slow down and actually look at the year. What have you done right? What have you done wrong? And how can you improve it? Okay, I am a big fan of mistakes. I don't make mistakes intentionally, but if I make a mistake, that's okay with me. That's fine with me because I know I'm going to learn a lot from it. Mistakes are a clear path to self-improvement. So if you know what mistakes you did, then you can improve yourself, right? So take this time, reflect on what did go right and what did go wrong and how can you improve it for the better. Now, if you're done listening to the previous episode, let's now head on to the current episode, which is a 5 reminders for habit building. And I wanted to create this episode because I know that there will be a lot of goals being set or are going to be set during the season. And so, if we truly want to see those goals happen, then we need to understand that. And I got this from James Clear that we don't rise to the level of our goals, we rise to the level of our systems. And so, if we want to see a goal achieved, then we need to understand that it's not us willfully or willing ourselves to achieve that goal. It's about building the systems, building the habits in place for us to reach that goal. So if you have a goal, if you set a goal, the next question that you should ask is what habits, what are the systems in place for you to achieve those goals? And so when you're going to set goals, you need to break it down. What do you need to do? Or more importantly, who do you need to become? I've learned that habit changing, if you want to change your habit, if you want to add a good habit, or if you want to remove a bad habit, one of the most effective ways to do that is by identity changed building or identity changing approach. It's like you are going to change your identity, right? So maybe right now you say, I'm a person who doesn't work out. Maybe change that. Maybe make yourself, now I'm the person who loves working out, who loves exercising, who loves stretching in the morning, who loves taking that walk or that run, who invests in equipments, in gym equipments, in jump ropes, in apparels and stuff. Change your identity to that person so that your actions will align now into the actions that will lead you to your goals. All right? So change your identity. And that's one major thing that I've learned. I had a lot of bad habits in the past, in the previous life, if you could say, in the previous Alec, the previous version of the Alec that I know. He had a lot of bad habits. And so one way that I really changed myself is I changed my identity from the person who always smokes every single day. I said to myself, okay, now I'm going to change my identity. I'm going to be the person who doesn't smoke. I'm going to be the person who is addicted to self-improvement. I'm going to be the person who teaches self-improvement. And so if I wanted to be that person, and if that's one of my goals, then I needed to change my habits. And so my mindset is like, okay, I'm not going to hang out as often as I wanted to. I'm not going to parties. I'm not going to places where smoking, where I used to heavily smoke. I didn't go to those places. I didn't hang out with the people who I used to smoke with. I changed my identity, and so my habits changed, right? And so that's one way that you could change your habits. And there's a lot of ways to change your habits, and we're going to dive deeper into that in the next episodes. But basically, I wanted to share this episode to you because I know that you probably, I don't know if you have read it, but if you've read Atomic Habits or The Power of Habit, you already know the tools for habit changing. And so if you haven't, then stick a while or stay a while in the podcast, because I'll be releasing a lot of ways that you could change your habit. But I'm going to give you an overview on some things that you need to remember, or if you already know like how to change your habit, these are some reminders that could help you along the process. Now, first and foremost, you got to understand, this is not yet a reminder. I just want you to understand that, and this is going to trigger some people, I want you to understand that you've attracted the life that you have by becoming the person you are right now. Let me say that again. You've attracted the life that you have by becoming the person you are right now. It's not about your circumstances. It's not about the situation that you are in. It's because of the habits that you built along the way that led you to the life that you have right now. And some of you might be saying, well, that's sad because I now need to be accountable for the life that I have right now. And right now, I'm not happy with it. It is sad for a brief moment, but I want you to understand that if you are if you are solely responsible for your life, that means that becoming the person that you want to be will help you give the life that you want to have, help you get the life that you want to have. By becoming the person that you want to be, you'll have the life that you want to have. Take that power back. If the previous habits didn't lead you to the place where you wanted to be in the future, then change that. It's you all along. It's in your habits, it's in your actions, it's in your systems. Now, if you can change that, you can change the life that you want right now. And so here are some reminders that I would like to share with you for habit building. The first one is change is hard in the beginning, messy in the middle, and beautiful at the end. Change is hard in the beginning. When you're trying to remove a bad habit, when you're trying to add a new habit, it will require a lot of struggles. There will be a lot of challenges. There will be some resistance from inside of you that don't change, okay? Because when your brain senses change, it senses uncertainty, and so brain will release chemicals of fear. But the brain doesn't know how to differentiate the bad change and the good change, right? And so we need to understand that if we are having a hard time with changing our habits, then we are on the right path. If it's hard, then we're on the right path. If we're having a hard time, then that means that time is worth that the time that we're spending is worth it, right? If we're having a hard time, that means we're not choosing the easy path, and that means we're choosing virtue. We're choosing to build our characters. Change is hard in the beginning, and so and it's natural for you to experience some resistance, because if you do, then that means that your old self is trying to lure you back in. Don't change, because if you're going to change yourself, your old self must die. If you want to see a better version of yourself, then the good version of yourself must die. It's like a caterpillar. The caterpillar had to go through a very, very harsh process of the metamorphosis, and it's a very painful process. It's a very hard process for the caterpillar. But if it truly wants to become a butterfly, then it needs to go through that hardship. Okay? So if you are experiencing some resistance, then you got to understand that's normal. That's okay. Right? Change is hard in the beginning, messy in the middle. Now, why do I say messy? It's because there will be times that you want to go back, to feel like you're not making any progress, to have a relapse, and that's completely okay. Because change, as with healing, it's really messy. Sometimes you think now, okay, you got this momentum, now you gotta, and then one day it will hit you like you're doing the wrong thing all over again. You're falling back to bad habits. And when this happens, you got to be kind with yourself, because change, again, is messy in the middle. And let me tell you one thing. The mess that you see, it does not erase your progress. You are not going to start all over again. You're not starting from scratch all over again. When you hit a roadblock, when you hit a relapse or a messy phase, then it's always 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But you got to understand that the mess that is existing, it's normal, right? But here's the punchline. But it's beautiful in the end. It's beautiful at the end. If you see it through, you'll thank yourself 1 year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. You'll thank yourself that you started the process of change, because it might be hard to change, but you know what's harder? To not change, to stay the same, to stay where you don't belong, to stay in a life that you're not proud of, that you're not in control. But if you continue to pursue it, if you continue to keep on going, keep on grinding, guys, even though you have a hard time, even though it's really messy, if you keep at it, then it will become beautiful at the end. Everyone who goes through the same process, just like the caterpillar, when it sees itself a butterfly, very beautiful. That's the same with humans. When we see ourselves seeing progress, we'll become more confident. It will help us with our self-esteem. It's going to be really beautiful for us. It's going to work out for us. Okay? But here's something that I would also like to remind you. Your life won't change unless you change. Again, your life won't change until you change. So if you go through the process of change, understand that it's hard in the beginning, it's messy in the middle, but it's beautiful at the end.
One thing that continuously improves my life is being connected online. Imagine all the tips and stories that other people share on social media can be beneficial in our daily lives. And of course, vice versa. I can share moments and stories online too in order to help others as well. Good thing I don't need to worry about sharing my day anytime and anywhere because I have Globe Prepaid's Go Plus 99 with GoShare promo. With a total of 16 GB of data, you can now have 8 GB for all the sites you need and 8 GB for your social media apps like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Kumu, Snapchat, and House Party. Not just that, because you also get unlimited text to all networks valid for 7 days. All you need to do is grab your mobile phones right now, head on to the new Globe One app, GCash app, or by dialing *143 hashtag on your mobile phones to quickly register on Go Plus 99. Just keep on sharing through Globe Prepaid's Go Plus 99 with GoShare promo. Register now.
The second one is, the second reminder that I would like to leave with you guys is, just because it hasn't happened before doesn't mean it can't happen now. You've always been used to this system of habits, so it will take some time to reprogram your brain on what it used to know to what it needs to know now for you to become better, for you to become the better person, the better version of you. But I want to remind you that just because it hasn't happened before doesn't mean it can't happen now. You might see that, well, it's a pattern. My family had this. It's like this for generations. Well, maybe you are the generation breaker. Maybe the curse ends with you. Maybe you will become the first one, the first millionaire, the first businessman, the first doctor, the first lawyer in your family. Because just because it hasn't happened before doesn't mean it can't happen now. It's your limiting beliefs that are holding you back and telling you that you can't change, you shouldn't change, but the world is yours. How you write it depends on you. If you want it to stay the same, it will stay the same. If you want it to change, then you can change it. I haven't earned a single cent, a single dollar in my whole life, not until I reached the point of 25 years old. But I said to myself, just because I haven't earned for the past 25 years doesn't mean I can't earn now. And I did it. Just because I can't do 10 push-ups or 50 push-ups doesn't mean it can't happen now. I just need to train myself, to practice, to put in the work. The life that we have right now is full of possibilities. There's an abundance of opportunities that is waiting for us. And miracles happen every single day. Always remember that. So remind yourself when you're going through the process of changing your habits that it can be done. Can change. You can change. And it's not just me telling you this. This is actually backed up by science. It's called what do you call this? It's neuroplasticity. It's a concept called neuroplasticity. Basically, it tells you that the brain, when you're going through a process of change, learning something new, it creates new neural pathways inside your brain, and it expands. Your brain evolves as you learn and as you grow. And that means it doesn't matter what your age are, you can start there and grow. It doesn't matter where you are in life, you can change the narrative of your life. And you can change your mindset, you can change your actions, you can change your habits. And that is being proven by science. It's not just me telling you that you can. I'm telling you, your brain physically and literally can change, it can adapt, it can evolve. So, whatever you desire in this life, if you want to make it happen, you can make it happen. Okay. So, the third reminder that I will leave with you for habit building is that this will become automatic soon. We sometimes hear that it takes 21 days to build a habit. It actually takes like 2 months, okay, at best. But here's the thing with creating that new habit or removing that habit, it will become harder, but you will reach to a point where it just snaps. Okay, the struggle, the hardship, it will snap out, and then it will become automatic soon because your brain is getting used to it, and you'll use less willpower, you'll use less motivation. You'll just wake up and do the routine, or you get into the system without you forcing yourself to do it. I've done this. I've tried waking up at 5 a.m. I did this for 1 month, and it was really hard in the beginning. Like, I was always sleepy, and my alarm was always there. But at the end of the month, or like when I was doing that challenge, I realized that I didn't even need an alarm. My body got used to waking up at 5 a.m. And so it was automatic for me. And in any type of habit, it can become automatic. And what is the significance of your habit becoming automatic? The significance lies in the fact that when you're creating a new habit, it will become hard, but then it will become automatic, and then you can start creating a new habit that can help you grow. So you gotta just give it time so that your body can adapt. Give it 2 months to adapt. Like, stop smoking for 2 months, work out for 2 months, run for 2 months, and then on the third month, on the day after 2 months, you'll realize, well, I'm not really forcing myself into it. I just do it because my body got used to it. And we are bodies of systems, of habits. We're just creatures living on autopilot most of the time. So it's best that we reprogram our brains into the habits that we know that could help us in the future, that could help us reach our goals. I'm sorry. But yeah, it will become automatic soon, and it will leave space for you to create a new habit, and you will soon be stretched by as far as you can, and you will become this better person, better version of yourself. Okay, so the fourth reminder that I would love to leave with you guys is to be at the top 5%, you must be willing to do the 95%. Okay, let me say that again. To be at the top 5%, you must do what the 95% are unwilling to do. It's easy. A lot of people are going to ask me, why is habit building hard? Well, because it is hard. If it was easy, you wouldn't want it. And again, every single day, we're given a chance to choose virtue or choose pleasure. But if you really want to change, here's the problem. Some people, they just kind of want to change, but they don't really want to change. Like 100%, I want to change my life. I want to be better. I want to reach and achieve my goals. They're not like that. But if you are the person who said, I've had enough, I'm going to change for the better, I'm going to do what it takes for me to be successful, to achieve the things that I desire, then you got to be willing to do what the others are unwilling to do. To be at the top 5%, you must do what the 95% are unwilling to do. When, for example, you want to eat a healthy diet versus eating a hamburger or fast food, right? It's much easier for you to eat a hamburger versus to weigh in, check out your diet, choose what you eat. It's hard. But that's the price that you must be willing to pay. Because if you always choose pleasure, it's like, a hamburger every single day. Right now, it's not gonna be. It's not gonna show any effect. There's no bad consequences that will happen if you eat a hamburger right now. But if you do it for every single day for 2 years, after that, you'll become overweight, unhealthy. You might develop some diseases. The risk of you getting a heart attack will increase because you're always choosing the easy path. To sum it up, I want to share with you that if you want an easy life, do the hard things. If you want the hard life, do the easy things. It's going to be hard, but you got to want it. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes that you can. And it only takes like 6 months, at least 6 months, to do the hard shit, to do the hard things in life. And then you'll be surprised that you have grown so much. You have leveled up your life. While people that don't want to change, they remain the same. You change your narrative. You change your story. You were willing to do what the other people won't do it. And reality check, no one's going to do it for you. No one's going to come here and save you in your life. No one's going to come here and try to push you to work out, to eat healthy, to read books, to take care of your relationships, to manage your finances. No one's going to do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. You got to want it for yourself. That's the only time that you'll see progress. So again, to be at the top 5%, you must do what the 95% are unwilling to do. Now, for my last reminder for habit building is that never do it alone. There's a reason, there's a science behind having an accountability buddy, an accountability partner. It's not just because it seems fun, it's more fun, but it's because it will help you become more motivated. You'll become more inspired to go to the gym than just going there by yourself. And if you don't want if you don't have any friends, any families that can be your accountability partners, then, for example, go to the gym. There's a huge community there that you can tap into, and they can be your accountability partners. They can be your accountability buddy. Speaking of accountability buddies, I have the Better Be project. It's called the group. It's a group coaching session. I do it every single week. I'm gonna start opening it again for people who want to join. Starting January. So it's like a huge accountability group. So we try to talk about goals and the different ways that we could achieve your goals. And basically, it's just a good support system, right? So, again, science and research has proven that if you want to add a habit successfully, then never ever do it alone. Never do it alone. Do it by pair. Find a person that can help you out, that can also share the same interests in self-improvement. Find someone to, for you to have that checkup on whether you're seeing progress or not. You can also do it like if you can hire a coach, if you can find a mentor, they can be your accountability buddies. The best is find a community that also shares the same passion for the change that you want to see or for the habit that you want to build. You want the habit of doing yoga? Find people who loves to do yoga. You want a habit of reading? Then find people who loves to read and vibe with them, connect with them. But never ever do it alone. Never ever change your habit alone, because when you're alone, you're just the one that sees all your wins and your failures. You don't have people to celebrate it with, which helps you with the dopamine and the reward system. And also, there's no one's gonna check on you if you're not, performing at your best level. And if you have a partner, if you have a community that helps you out, you'll become more motivated, because it's not just about you. If you fail, if you quit, and if you're just doing it all alone, then you can quit. Nobody will see that you're a quitter. But if you have a community, if you have an accountability partner, if you quit, someone will be there to push you. You'll be ashamed because your pride is now on the line and you don't want to do it. You don't want to quit because now someone is actually looking. Someone is looking at you. Okay, are you a quitter or not? And your pride is on the line, so it will help you. You will become more motivated to keep on going and to retain or to continue on that process of starting that new habit. So never ever do it alone. And that's my last reminder. Again, change is hard in the beginning, messy in the middle, and beautiful at the end. And just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it can't happen now. This will become automatic soon. And to be at the top 5, you must do what the 95% are unwilling to do, and never ever do it alone.
Welcome to Sage Conversations, where we believe that life and even the challenges that come with it is the greatest teacher there is. I'm Mara, a mindfulness consultant and movement teacher. And in this space, we try to uncover the wisdom behind life's experiences, hopeful that these will serve as inspiration for us to achieve breakthroughs and elevate our lives. Share your thoughts with us on Instagram and Facebook and tag us at Sage Conversations Podcast. Subscribe or follow us on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
So those are some reminders for you to have to change your habits. I am so excited for you guys to see your next level in life. 2022 can be your year. Okay, I'm not saying that 2022 is your year. 2022 can be your year, but only if you want it to be. Only if you want to see yourself level up. Okay? It's still up to you. I'm here to remind you, but it's still up to you. I'm here to give you strategies, but it's still up to you. And I'm so excited for the people who are passionate about changing themselves, who's excited in leveling themselves. And I can't wait to see all of your progress. So thank you guys for listening. This is all for this episode. Again, Redefining You workshop. Join us on January 8, 2022. And yeah, if you like this episode, go ahead and share it on social media. Share it on Instagram. And don't forget to tag me at Small Talk Podcast or at Alec Cuenca. And yes, again, thank you so much for listening. My name is Alec. This is Small Talk, small conversations with huge impact. And I'll talk to you guys next episode. Bye-bye.
The views and opinions expressed by the podcast creators, hosts, and guests do not necessarily reflect the official policy and position of Podcast Network Asia, the hosts of the program, or other programs of the network. Any content provided by the people on the podcast are of their own opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.